All right, good morning, guys. It is November 12th, and I couldn't go back to sleep after 6 o'clock in the morning. The last couple of nights have been pretty good, sleep-wise, great dreams, no nightmares. Just a lot of very odd dreams that I have no idea where they came from. But I woke up this morning, I was looking through the comments, and as usual, Beetlejuice has some insight, which I grabbed, turned into a bunch of stuff with ChatGPT. But one thing stood out that I am going to use directly from his message, and it's why should you work so hard to sacrifice your life for someone else when they don't care about you? That's exactly how I feel about Evil Corp. In his comment, he goes on to say that we are working way too much in our present day. We're not getting enough out of it. No one likes the type of jobs that they have to do, including myself. There's never been a single day in my entire life in which I woke up and I thought, you know what? I can't wait to go to work. I can't wait to see the people, the environment, the furniture, and then you think to yourself, there's nothing there. If that place were gone, if it were to be struck by lightning or sucked up by the earth or completely flattened by a earthquake, I wouldn't care. I'd just show up, look around, and then I'd go home. And then you're going to have to find something else to do. Work has no meaning whatsoever for the proletariat. In fact, as I often call it, our work week is just an extension of the work release program that prisons have. They want you to go to work, and then at night, rather than having your own time, you just lock yourself back up into your cell and you toss away the key. The morning comes around again and they open the doors to cell block B once again, and you get released, and there the cycle continues for the rest of your life. Regardless of where you're going for work, it has no meaning. And meaningless work for human beings is a terrible sacrifice that we have to make every single day for a job that we definitely don't want, don't like, and never signed up for. It's like, and I'm talking work in general. No one wants to work anymore is a cliche phrase that I've used for years, but it goes to show how we feel about work. No one wants to work. And the value of the work, if it has no meaning, if you literally have to have the master's whip at your back in order for you to come to work and actually be productive, because I've taken a vow to be as anti-productive as humanly possible till the bitter end, because the bitter end is coming. It's coming for all of us. And unfortunately, if you let the master win in every possible way, then you become the ultimate loser. You become a grade A loser instead of a regular loser, with that big L hanging around your neck, getting bigger and heavier every single day. But with that said, let's get into my chat GPT. I asked it to create three talking points. Only one talking point was good, so I broke up the talking point into three different smaller sessions. So here we go with the first one. The notion that people are only valuable if they work endlessly is counterproductive. This is a conversation that I've had with Evil Corp on many occasions. They feel like you should constantly be working. From the second you arrive at work to the second you punch out, your obligation to the corporation is to work nonstop. And to that, I laugh because even Evil Corp has to realize that the average productivity of a person in an 8 hour day is 2 to 3 hours. The rest of it is theater. You're pretending, you're sitting there, you're zoning out, you're thinking about someone else, or you're having thoughts that you probably shouldn't have at work about coworkers that you shouldn't think about in that way. But, unfortunately, we're just a bunch of animals on a farm in a place that Evil Corp thinks is completely different. See, and that's my perspective. When Evil Corp looks at the farm, it sees all of its animals working in unison towards a single goal. When you look at it from the perspective of the pigs and the ducks and the horses and the cows, they don't give two F's about what's going on Evil Corp's farm. We're there to pass the time between 8 and 5 is be as comfortable as we possibly can and do as little as humanly possible. That's what the proletariat is all about. Any proletariat man that thinks that you need to go to work and just kill it every single day is thinking incorrectly and needs to be taken to re-education camp, because don't think like that. It was very hard, and it took me a long time to come to this realization that Evil Corp wins when you bust your hump. They lose when people come to work and they're disengaged. They don't care. They're not overly concerned with anything beyond getting through 8 to 5. And again, as comfortably as possible. They're not going to give you any more money because you come to work and you have a positive attitude. In fact, it helps you more to come to work with a very negative attitude and the I don't give two F's about being here. That's the character that Evil Corp is so afraid of, that they try to demonize that person, like calling them a slacker or a quiet quitter or a person who's not a team player. Do you know how many times I've been called not a team player in the workplace? It's like, what team? I am a team of one. When I show up to work, it's MS number one. Evil Corp doesn't get a close second, third, fourth, even a mention in that at all, because they're just the overarching system. We don't care about their profits. We don't care about them. They obviously treat us like human cattle because every single person that I know has zero job security. And when every single person you know doesn't have any job security, that means we all don't have job security. And when they think of people who have these types of thoughts, it just infuriates them that they can't break the entire proletariat the way that they want. They want a broken man showing up at work. They may tell you that they're thinking about mental health and well-being at work. That's not true. That is the biggest lie to ever be told to the American public or any worker in the world. They don't care. The second they look at you and you're not as productive as the person next to you, they're going to see that as a person that's just not interested in working here. Talking point number 2. In a world where we're encouraged to work smart, not hard, we should be able to seek jobs that provide both financial stability and personal satisfaction. Financial stability doesn't exist for the proletariat. We all know that. And personal satisfaction, that's a joke. Personal satisfaction at any job done by a proletariat man or woman doesn't exist. When you come to work, you have to do mindless, repetitive tasks for a certain period of time. They generate a paycheck that you can laugh at every single day. They offer you Happy Meal toys as motivation. Come on, really? Raffles and music and popcorn and pizza party? What are we, 5? Are we going to the Chuck E. Cheese birthday party every single day in corporate America because they think we're that stupid? And the answer to that is yes. They really do think we're that stupid. If your boss can hand you Monopoly money with his face on it and tell you can use this in the commissary in order to buy ramen, they really do think nothing of you than you're a man child that makes a child-sized paycheck and has the responsibilities. They don't want you acting your wage. That's really what it comes down to. Act your wage means you show up at work, you roll around in your own feces, and then you go home. That's not what they want. They want someone taking that super tiny paycheck, filling them up with responsibilities, and then being disappointed at the end of the day when the proletariat just doesn't care. My final talking point. Work should enhance life, not drain it, and the outdated idea of the sacrificial provider needs to evolve into a more balanced, human-centered approach. Not drained. I feel the soul-crushing nature of corporate America every single second that I have to be there. I feel drained. I feel worthless. I feel unappreciated. I feel like if I left tomorrow, they'd just find some other sucker to put in there. That's really what it comes down to. And as A said in the live stream this weekend, I'd like to have job security. Job security, it doesn't exist in America anymore. We are all susceptible to layoffs, to terminations, to whatever they want, just to come over and kick us out of our chair and tell us we don't work here anymore. That's how much they care about their workers in this country. And when they put up these sadistic signs in the break rooms, like the one that I've mentioned a few times, that stop coming to work like you don't want to be here, the reality is no one in America wants to be in these jobs. If you're not comfortable, if you're not making it, if you're barely covering food and rent, you don't want to be there. And they know that. That's why they have to put those signs on the wall, because people show up how they feel, and they want you not to act that way, and that's why they enforce the phony smiles. They try to boost morale in the workplace because they know it's not real. It's pure garbage. It's workplace theater. We show up, we put on our little smiley faces, and then at the end of the day we go home with our soul crushed and it leaking between our legs. And that was work at corporate America today.